Welcome back to the 11th Annual K-Love Fan Awards and our red carpet coverage here on the Christian Beat. Phil Wickham, so happy to have you here, man. Thanks for stopping by.
It's good to be here. Did you say 11th?
This is the 11th K-Love Fan Awards.
Time flies. I remember the first one. That's amazing.
That's crazy.
I've been doing this for a while.
Yeah, we love it. Keep going. So I want to ask you, recently released hometown versions of the songs from I Believe, a record that we already loved, new spins. I'm curious, what kind of inspired that new spin on those songs?
Well, it's called Hometown for a reason. I recorded that whole version of I Believe in my hometown, Encinitas, California. And so if I can brag on it a little bit, it's just beautiful. And we live at the beach is there, and we got good coffee and good just chill vibes, beautiful sunsets. So that was kind of the backdrop. It's become a passion project thing of mine for the last 3 or 4 records to create a chill version, because my family likes to listen to chill worship like in the morning, at night, and I'm like, man, I want to make a version of my record for that moment. And it's been amazing over the last couple of records, people telling me like, man, that record got me through the hospital room, or that record was on in this in this really tough time in my life. There's just a special spirit about them that's a little more gentle and soft. And so when we went to this one, we thought, okay, if you're driving down the highway, beach is on your left, sunset, and you got this on the radio, what do you want to listen to? And you want to worship. Yeah. And so that was the inspiration. Being in my hometown, there's a song called Hometown on it, and I'm really proud of it.
You know, that vibe translates, because when you listen to those songs, I mean, the imagery, like, it comes through. So, man, it does.
That's cool. Yeah, well, it was all around us when we were recording it.
Yeah. I want to ask you, maybe when you were doing this, the hometown versions, was there a song that hit you a little differently? Was putting a different spin on this, did that change the impact of maybe one of the songs?
Honestly, I would say all of them.
Yeah.
Like, because with this one, we weren't, before when we've done it, we thought, let's go in and do acoustic versions of songs, chill versions. This one we thought, okay, if these songs were never recorded before, and I was like a folk artist, how would they sound? And so I really kind of heard and saw all these songs in such a different light, where like, even the song I Believe, it's such a big rock anthem on my record, but then when we got into the studio and thought, okay, this chill thing, it almost felt like a deep cry, like in this middle, in a world that everybody's telling me what to believe in, and there's so many voices, God, help me to believe in the truth of you, and so it took on this kind of sobering thing for me. But maybe the biggest one was one that I kind of personally overlooked on the album, called Your Name is Holy, and it became one of my favorites on Hometown.
Ah, it's so cool.
Yeah.
I love the record, and I want to ask you about your recently wrapped up I Believe 2024 tour, and you called it one of your favorite tours ever. And I'm just really curious, what are you going to kind of take away, or what was so special about these nights?
You know what? The coolest thing about this one was the actual people I got to tour with. And I don't just mean the artists. Pat Barrett and Benjamin William Hastings are amazing. They were incredible. But the band, it's like everybody in my band could be with anybody, they could be playing with anybody, but they choose to be here because I think they feel called and their hearts are so golden. But then the crew too, it's like everybody, I don't think I've ever been on a tour where I feel like everybody on this tour was like on the same ship, going the same way with the same wind in our sails.
That's so cool.
And so the sense of camaraderie, the sense of connected vision, I don't know if I've ever felt that so holistically on a tour than this. I think that might have been why this one stands out as being so special.
Really special.
Yeah.
Finally, I want to ask you about I Believe, the devotional book that's coming soon. What should we expect from that?
Well, every chapter in I Believe the devotional is correlating with one of the songs from my record I Believe, and so there's 14 chapters, and it's kind of really unpacking. It's some stories behind the songs, but more than that, it's the heart behind the song, the Bible verse, the why I wrote the song. Kind of like every song is a journal entry in my life, and this is just really like, if I take the journal entry and write a song and that's what's on the album, this is like going back to the journal entry and kind of pulling back the curtain a little bit, like this is actually why the song was written, because this is what God was saying, this is what God was doing in my life, and so I hope it brings people closer to Jesus and lights people's hearts up for Him.
We can't wait for it. Phil, thank you for being here, and thank you for spending the time. I appreciate it so much.
Hey, thanks for